Hi, everybody. My name's Holly Burnt. Today, I'm going to go over some of the top 5 landing page fails I see for equipment. I'm specifically in the dental equipment market, but this goes for anything between the 10,000 to 120,000 range or so. Um, I have been in sales and marketing for a number of years, and I started off by helping a company go from the ground up from 0 to 7 million in 3 years without any outside investment. And in that process, I had to learn that a lot of these things the hard way. And you really have to hone in when you're putting a budget onto Google Ads or investing in any way to get people to click on your landing pages. You need them to be perfect so you're not wasting any money, right? And really in business, it should always be that way. We shouldn't be throwing money away on ads when the pages aren't converting. So I'm going to go through a few of these, and they're, like I said, they're all dental specific, but this can go for other stuff as well. The first one is my favorite, and I see this all the time, and it drives me crazy, but I'm going to point out a couple things first. Number one, this is a sponsored page. This is an ad that I clicked on from Google, and it brought me to this page. This isn't a landing page, though. This is a product page. A product page is something that's accessible on your website. So it would be something where somebody would go on your website and they could look at a product and it's there. A landing page is not accessible from your website. And the reason that it's not is that we don't want to distract people with our other products. We want them focused in on the product that they're interested in. And then we're getting their information and we're capturing them as a lead. We're converting them to a lead. This one is distracting because I can go on other points of the website. That's why it's important to make your landing page an actual landing page, not a product page. But the big problem with this is that I have a $44,000 piece of equipment. Who's adding this to their cart? I can't imagine anybody's adding it to their cart. The only person who would add it to their cart is a scammer, and you don't want to get into that. So generally you want to have the person's information so you can qualify them as a lead. You don't want them putting a $44,000 purchase on a credit card and then you have to figure out if they're a scammer or a real person. It also makes you look like you're not serious. They should see that you understand that this is a big, complicated piece of equipment and it requires a conversation and it requires them understanding your support, the values you add to this, because they can buy this from a ton of different companies. So add to cart should be request a quote. And if you have any of these landing pages that say add to cart, get rid of it because you're losing. These are not going to convert for you. The second one is actually, this is a huge company, and I know they probably have a very robust marketing team, but you see it with big companies sometimes, and it's because they have tons of money to throw into these Google ads. But this is just, there's just a number of things wrong with this page. Again, sponsored ad. I specifically looked up this product, and this is their sponsored page. So first of all, this picture looks like it was taken in the early 2010s, early 2000s. It doesn't look like a really high-tech piece of equipment. And it is a high-tech piece of equipment, and it was made in the last couple of years. And this picture is not doing it any favors at all. This is a beautiful piece of equipment. This doesn't have, it's small and it just doesn't look good. So the second thing is I don't need the numbers. Well, why am I looking at SKU numbers here? This is very confusing. I don't need your product number, your product line. This means nothing to me at all. And then here, this is a bunch of boring writing without any pictures, without anything that's engaging me. Nobody's going to read this. I'm telling you, nobody's going to read this. So this page is losing for sure. This is not even the worst part. How do I ask for information on this product? How do I get into your sales funnel? How do you make it so you hand me over as a lead to your salesperson that you know can close this? Yeah, I have to log in? Really? What if I'm not a customer? What if I am a customer and I don't feel like logging in? You're making me work now. So This is huge. Like I said, it's a big company, but I see it with big, small, medium sized companies. This is something that you should really be careful about. It's so important that your landing page has a call to action. The call to action should be request a quote. There's actually, if you have a really good landing page, and I can maybe do a video on what a really good landing page looks like, but a really good landing page could actually have 3 calls to action. One could be for somebody who maybe isn't ready for your salesperson to call them, and that call to action would be join our email list, or download an ebook. And you can make an easy ebook on ChatGPT or something that teaches people about CAD/CAM and your products. And then you could require them to give you their name and their email address to download it. And then they get into your email blast system. So those are 2 kind of like easy ones for people who aren't ready for a salesperson. Another call to action, other than request a quote, would be a strong call to action like apply for financing, which would turn them into a hot lead. So 3 calls to action is the perfect way to do a landing page. And also remember, people look at your page in a Z formation. So you want a call to action here. This is not a call to action. It's logging in, making me work. That's not a call to action. Something here, something in the middle, and then something over to the side is the perfect way to put your calls to action. An example that would look good for this, which is not with the 3 calls to action, but would just simple, is this is a landing page. This is a landing page, and I have a great picture of a mill, and I see very easily how to give them my information so I get into their sales funnel. This is perfectly fine. So the next fail I see a lot is putting the price of the equipment. The reason you don't want to put the price of the equipment when it's in this kind of a range is because now you've just given them everything and you haven't been able to put them into your sales funnel by making them a lead. Now they're going to go look at your competitors and see which one if they have a lower price. Some of them might. Now, if you know you're always the lowest price, maybe it's okay to do that. But in general, the best way to go would be to say something like, we have a great promotion, request a quote. We have, entice them to wonder how much you're charging for it. Because then they're going to go to competitors' pages like this, say 23,000, and then they're going to go to your page and they're going to be like, well, I wonder how much they're charging. And now you're getting them on the phone with a salesperson who's explaining the value of the equipment to them and why they should invest in it and why they should buy from your company and not your competitor. Another way you can do this is with the third call to action that I mentioned earlier, and that is to request to get into the finance, so apply for financing. Because what you could do is you could take this number and you could say payments as low as $306 a month. And this is, one of the best mills on the market. It's a great price. So $306 a month. You get that price by going into your finance calculator and just calculate what the lowest possible monthly payments would be, which would be the longest terms for A+ credit. So I actually happen to know this one's $306 a month. And then you can say the payments as low as $306 a month. See if you qualify or apply now. And then you can take them to a finance landing page, and your finance company should be able to make one that's actually geared around your equipment. So then when you get somebody filling out a finance page, that's a hot lead. You're in a great position with that lead. All right, the next one is making things too complicated. So this is another sponsored ad, and I like the pictures. I can see a couple pictures, and it looks nice. There aren't really many things on above the fold, which is where I land before I start scrolling, that are making me enticed to either scroll down or request a quote. But what I really want to point out on this is that it has request a quote, which is good, but it's making me have to think here because it's asking me what kind of CAM software I want. And what if I don't know what CAM software is? A lot of people going on these pages, it might be the first time they're buying a mill, and they don't know what mailbox is. So now you're kind of just making it seem very complicated, and you could lose a lot of leads there because they're just kind of like, what is this? Oh, this seems like a lot more complicated than I thought. Put that in your sales process. That's something that your salesperson should be talking to them about when they call. So that this is, again, when it comes to your landing pages, the above the fold, which is right when you land on the page before you scroll down, they say 80% of people don't scroll down your page, right? So you have to entice them to scroll down or request a quote. And the way you do that is you put a very nice picture like they have here, but this is kind of the only thing that they have going other than that they have a request a quote. The other thing that you should have above the fold is 3 ways that this is going to make the customer's life better. So, if it's going to make this as easy to use, save money or make money, things like that are really like actually going to affect this person, the buyer, the business person. And then below the fold, because once you put words like that, you're going to get people interested. Below the fold is where you want to back up those promises that you made above the fold. And that's where you can put stuff like, we have this many RPMs, mills like really quickly, and this is why. Put in more of the technical information. Above the fold shouldn't be like that really highly technical information, like what type of spindle you're using, things like that. And also make sure that you are just putting the specs, like specifications, at the bottom of the page. The customer intuitively knows to go to the bottom of the page to look for specifications. They don't need to be at the top. We're kind of starting with easy, how we're going to change your life, backing it up, and then the, specs at the bottom. So a couple pages that I like are this one. This is a landing page. This is actually a landing page. These other ones I'm showing you, they were landing pages technically because they're sponsored ads, but they weren't like this. And the reason this one is good is because I don't have anywhere else to go. I'm here and I intuitively know that if I click on their logo, I can go to their website, but it's not taking me to all these other products that are distracting. I just have, okay, here's a really nice picture and here's a lead form. And I see how easy it is for me to fill it out. So I'm going to fill it out. This product doesn't really need to have a ton of information because this product is very well known in the industry. I probably would put more information on it, to be honest, just as far as like how it's going to make somebody's life better. But, they don't technically need to because, like I said, it's well known. They just are trying to get leads. This is, a really good one. And same with this one here. Very easy, very simple. Like I said, I would put more how this is going to change your life, make your life better. But we have very great picture and a lead form. We want to capture leads. That's what landing pages are all about. It's not about anything else. We're trying to get leads to give them to our closers to close deals. Okay, I hope this helps. Thank you.